Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button and the thumbs up so that this video can be recommended to larger viewers. 30 years ago, there lived a prophet in the land of Nyanza region by the name Prophet Messiah Simeo Melkio Lord Viscus Oulo Santa Laudia Ondeto. The popular name that this prophet is known by is Ondeto the prophet. Ondeto made a prophecy that is 30 years ago, and we are likely to realize the prophet that Ondeto made. So, ladies and gentlemen, grab a seat and listen to this prophecy. There is one of the philosophers that once said, a philosopher by the name Gautama once said that if you do not change the direction, you may end up where you are heading. And in relation to Raila Odinga has vied for the seat of presidency for a record of 4 times, and he has been unsuccessful for all these 4 occasions, despite the fact that those occasions were, despite the fact that he lost those elections fairly or unfairly. He has been unsuccessful in these elections. This is the 5th time Raila is going to vie for the presidential position, and we are here trying to discuss what was prophesied 30 years ago that is about to come into reality. In 1990, April, that was a year before Ondeto died, he visited St. John's Cordero Legio Maria Church in Kolwa. The church is based in Kisumu, and today the place that the church was is largely known as Konalejo. If you come to Kisumu, there's a place known as Konalejo. That's where that church was. The reason why Ondeto visited that church was that Ondeto had spiritual attachment with that church. And on that day, Jaramogi had passed by his Kisumu home from Nairobi, and he was heading to Bondo to attend the burial of a certain cleric. It was a cleric of ACK cleric, and Ondeto sent a junior bishop by the name Romanus Ongombe and his closest PA, that was Dalmas Oyer, to go and notify Jaramogi Oginga Odinga that he is around. The guys went and notified Jaramogi that Ondeto was around. Jaramogi picked his eldest son, that is Oburu, and drove using a pickup. They used a pickup to meet Ondeto here in Kisumu. And at this time, Ondeto had started getting ill. He was much worried about his health, and Jaramogi jokingly told him that he should visit, he should seek for some medical attention, where he just laughed off since he knew that his days were almost. Jaramogi met Ondeto, and when Jaramogi arrived, he found Ondeto when Ondeto was still in a meeting with some priests. Ondeto requested Jaramogi to join the congregation, and Ondeto decided to share that secret of prophecy in front of all that congregation. Jaramogi requested if Ondeto could share that prophecy privately with him, not in front of that congregation. But Ondeto declined the request of Jaramogi. He replied to Jaramogi in Kijaluo, in Luo language, and he said, "Onge gima ipando wuond oganda. Wegi ginde gin nyithiwa, wegi puonjre." This simply means this. He said that we have nothing to hide, son of the soil. The congregation is part of our committee and let them learn. Present in that meeting was the late Cardinal Thomas Hitler, that was known as a later, who became the second pope after Ondeto died. The late Honorable Bishop Stephen Ondiek was also present in that meeting, and Bishop Raphael Adika and Gilbert Lango, Bishop Romanus Ongombe, and Father Lawrence Ochieng, among others. Ondeto made a lot of prophecies, including his death and the death of the late Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. Ondeto knew that he was going to die, and he had to release this prophecy. By then, the 1992 general election was fast approaching, and Jaramogi asked Ondeto this question. He called him Akonya, and he stated in Kijaluo, in Luo language, Akonya, yiero mawachomoni ineno nango, to mean this coming election, 1992 election. What are your thoughts about that election? And Ondeto took about 1 minute before he replied to Jaramogi. Then he looked at Jaramogi and stammered a word out. Word Oganda. Sawa podi. To kik iluor mar chung nikech in ema iyawne jomoko yo. To mean the son of the soil. Our time is a little bit. Our time is not yet. We still have a long way to go. But don't shy off to look for the seat of the presidency, because it's you that is going to give the people the way to that seat. Then he later stated that, let me tell you that the seat of the presidency will come to this land through your lineage. And that was the prophecy. The Melkia Ondeto told the late Jaramogi Oginga Odinga that it will take 15 years for the seat of the presidency to be realized in our land, and it will come through your lineage. And that 15 years was supposed to be like 2007. There was silence again in that meeting. Then he continued and said, "We ain't going to get that leadership on a silver platter. Blood will be shed. So many people will be killed, and some will be even beheaded, and some will be burned." In 2007, these whole things that Ondeto said, or the Lord Melkia said, came to pass, except one thing. That was Raila Odinga's presidency. In this coming general election, fate has located Raila Odinga, and everything, almost everything, is working by his side. Starting from the handshake to the division between Uhuru and Ruto, to the support of, for the first time, Mount Kenya is seen to be supporting Raila Odinga, or the larger Nyanza region. And you can even see how things has played, that at a moment when people thought that the division of Oka is going to take Raila down, actually the division of Oka has built Raila. And I'm telling you this without fear of contradiction, that maybe the prophecy was postponed, but the realization of that prophecy is about to happen. Raila has never been this close to the seat of presidency. Apart from 2007, the deep state has never supported Raila. Almost everything, even if you look at the body language, Raila is not straining to have this seat. From the campaigns, everything, from the campaign funds, he's not even straining to have those funds. As a matter of fact, the state has even using state resources to help Raila get this seat. So, ladies and gentlemen, this coming general election, I can confirm to you that the prophecy of the late Melchior Messiah, Lord Viscus Ondeto, is going to come true. And for the parting shot, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, just help me build this channel by clicking the subscribe button. Otherwise, you guys have a good time, and bye bye.